We've been hearing about the vigils for the victims of the October 7 terror attacks inflicted by Hamas on the people of Israel. It's been followed by a year of war in Gaza. Rami Aljeda and his partner Marian Saba were living in Gaza at the time and have since sought refuge in Australia. They join us now from Sydney. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for speaking to us on News Breakfast. It would be hard to sum up the year you've just had in one answer, but could you tell our viewers what the last year has been like for you and your family and your gorgeous daughter there?
Yeah, well, I'll try to make this as short as possible, but we can talk about this forever. Anyway, well, everything started on October 7th. We fled our house on the third day of the war. And we were asked to leave from the north to the south, and we didn't know anyone there, so we didn't have anywhere to go but the church, and it was in the north. So we went there on the third day, and we stayed there for 7 straight months. The situation there, it was extremely hard, bombings everywhere, sitting there knowing that you're not safe. Anything can reach you from the windows, either if you're walking or anything, you can get hit, anything. Okay. And there was no privacy because we were staying in the room, in a hall with 100 people, and there was shortage in water, and it wasn't clean. Even if you were able to get some water, it wouldn't be clean. And some people would get sick multiple times drinking that water, but they didn't have any other choice. About the food shortage, no electricity. It was so scary. And at one time, they actually bombed the church we were staying at. And we lost 18 of our friends and family members. One of them was actually my brother-in-law. He was my sister's husband. It was really a terrible scene. Me and Rami as well, we were actually walking next to the building at the time that it got bombed, and miraculously we just got to the other hall quickly before they put that down. It was really, really hard for us. And when we wanted to leave, after the 7 months, we had to walk from the north to the south for 7 kilometers on foot, and we had to carry whatever we could get, whatever we could take with us. So I had Kylie, we had one bag, Rami had one bag, the stroller, and this was all walking. And I have to mention that this was we were walking these 7 kilometers, but beside tanks and next to the army. And there was bombings and shootings everywhere, so it was extremely dangerous. And honestly, I don't know how we made it. I'm just glad that we did.
I am too, and I'm just so glad to see you here in Australia. It's just absolutely tragic what has happened to you. Rami, tell us about your life now in Australia. Does it feel kind of surreal talking about all of the events of the last year, and then here you are sitting in Sydney, thank God, safely? That must feel so surreal for you and your family.
Honestly, the only word that I would mention here is that we feel like we're living a dream right now. Honestly, it has been less than 2 months here, and we still have something we can't feel this is a reality, because what we have been through in the past year is really very, very hard. No human being should be living this experience. And we still have the rest of our families. Our parents are still stuck in the church in Gaza. They have been there for a year now there. And life here is amazing, honestly. We say that it's a dream because it's really, we cannot imagine that we made it through. And also because it's really, really very comfortable. The society here is really great. We are adjusting still. And we feel like we're adjusting really quickly, because it has been 2 months and we already love it here. We hope that we would be giving the chance to stay here in Australia because there is no going back at all. We lost everything in Gaza, and we cannot go back to what we used to live, not just for this war. It's like in the past 10 years, we witnessed several wars, and definitely we're not going to let our children be experiencing and living what we experienced. So I think that it's by time we're gonna realize that we're really in Australia.
Yeah, it'll all land on you at some point. But the last year has been a whirlwind. Rami and Marian, thank you so much for speaking to us on News Breakfast. We hope we can stay in touch, and thank you very much for sharing your journey and your story with us.
Of course, thank you very much.